Hi everyone, Joe here, and welcome back to another video. It's been a while since I shared my awful news back on Christmas Eve, talking about obviously the trial not working, but we're moving forward as always. Like I say, that's the thing we've got to do. So today I thought I'd share the plan. The plan being treatment plan going forwards, and what I'm doing and what's going to be happening over the next couple of weeks. So actually tomorrow, which is going to be Tuesday the 17th of January, I am going in for radiotherapy. Now I'm having radiotherapy in 4 places. That was a struggle to hold up 4 fingers, not 3. Very tired, not been sleeping well. But yeah, 4 places, and we are going to be using 2 different types of radiotherapy. So, first 2 places that are being irradiated with conventional photon-based radiotherapy, which is basically concentrated X-rays, is going to be the base of my skull, my C1 vertebrae, and my 5th left rib, which is here. Can't tilt the camera too much down, otherwise you see all the illusion gets ruined. But anyway, there. Then we are doing electron-based or electron beam therapy, and that's being done to my scalp, which is here, and then also to my bottom of my left ribs. Basically, you know what I can do is stand up, which is basically here. So you see bottom of my ribs, and then here I have a soft tissue lesion there, which is uncomfortable and actually rubs against my ribs on the inside, which means it can become inflamed and uncomfortable. And given that I can only sleep on my left side, it's kind of important that we ease up some of the symptoms I'm suffering from, especially the pain, because it's uncomfortable, obviously. At the same time, hopefully if we can get rid of this or reduce the scalp lesion, then I will be able to actually be comfortable and hopefully, imagine this, get some sleep on my right hand side, which would be lovely. So that's kind of the plan there. That's tomorrow. That's going to be one and done. I had quite an interesting experience where they had to fit a chin strap for me to ensure that I would be lying in the correct position and I would be in the correct place so they can be accurate with the radiotherapy. So when I went in and had my CT planning scan last week, lay me down on the table, prop my legs up, prop my head up, and then out of the oven they pull this hot plastic chin strap, which they pull on across your chin, strap it down next to you, and it holds you in place, and they adjust your head and they press on you. It's almost therapeutic, almost, and you could imagine places actually charging money for it, but it was an experience for someone who is claustrophobic. 2 things that I fear, and one of them is tight spaces. So that was interesting. No new tattoos, so they managed to base it off of existing measurements. The joy of having such obvious physiology, that's going to be the term, especially with the scalp lesion, which I go like this and I touch it and it's in my fingers, they're hidden by hair. I'm not gonna get it out because I think it's absolutely disgusting and I'm actually embarrassed by it, which makes the idea of what comes next, which is the chemotherapy, even less appealing than it originally is. So anyway, right, back to the radiotherapy. We'll finish talking through that. That's going to be at, say, tomorrow afternoon. Should only take 40 minutes. From the moment I walk in, sit down, or lie down on the table, should be over. I'm going to get them to take a picture whilst I'm on the table so that I can hopefully share that. But what they do with the electron beam, which makes it different to the normal radiotherapy, is normal radiotherapy goes straight through you, zips straight through, photons all the way through, which is why you get your weird tan marks and stuff. So that means it's very good for internal organs, lungs, which I've had before, let me know, spine, stuff like that. So where I'm having it done on my base of my skull, it's going in one side, out the other, and then back in and then out the other, whichever way that was. So that will be done, and then with it here, they're gonna do a they call it a tangential angle. So basically, it's gonna go through and be only a flesh wound. So it's gonna miss my lung, miss my heart. That's the idea, and that way it won't cause me too many side effects and no damage to internal organs, because it's the last thing you want. But electron beam therapy is different. You essentially, electron beam therapy is almost kind of like using a drill, and you pick your depth, and it goes no further. So what they're doing is, for here, they've picked 2.5 centimeters as the depth, because that's basically how proud it is. That's the term. And then 7 centimeters around in a circle. So it's like a 7 centimeter circle isn't 7 centimeters. Actually, you know what? Conveniently, I have a... Actually, it wasn't far off. So, 7 centimeters, like that, in a circle, around it, and they're going to zap the whole thing. But that 2.5 centimeters starts at the largest part of the lump, sticking out, and then goes in, and then a little bit further. And what that'll do is that's going to damage all the tissue, hopefully kill as much of it off as possible. It's deemed as quite a large dose. I'm having like it's only called 1 fraction, and I think 1 fraction typically applies to just a single sitting, I guess, of radiation. It isn't actually a number. It's split up into other amounts of radiation, which I don't know off the top of my head, but they channel the electron beam based using energy. So the more energy they put in, the deeper it goes. So they know exactly how far from like the end of the aperture to how far it will come out based on that. So they measure it. There'll be a laser. It'll measure the distance. They've taken photos to make sure they know the right place and what it looks like and what they're aiming for. Same with the lower rib lesion. That's going to be a very similar thing. Now, that's just tomorrow. And that's all the preparation that we've had building up to that is basically done. And that'll be over tomorrow. And then I have to deal with side effects. I've been given some steroids to go and to start tomorrow. And I need to start them in the morning before I head on into London and being treated in the afternoon. So, because the steroids, you have to have them in the morning, because if you have them later during the day, you are going to be bouncing off the walls all night and you will not be getting any sleep. And sleep is important for recovery. So, moving on, next Monday, so Monday the 23rd, 11 AM, I am going in for my chemotherapy. Now, they have changed the chemotherapy that I was going to be having. I was going to be having Paxatel. That's probably a mispronunciation, which I can't quite exactly remember what it is, but having docetaxel instead, which is a tri-weekly infusion. So that means once every 3 weeks. If my blood count gets affected too much, that will be switched to 4 weekly instead. And after my second infusion, the second cycle, the end of the second cycle, I'll be having another CT scan to check to see the progress, to see if it's slowed it down or not. Because, let's face it, you don't want to be on chemotherapy any longer than you need to be. If it's not working, get off of it. Simple as that. It's go and try something new. Try a different one off the shelf. There will be, I think there might be an option. But this is, as the doctor said, the chances of this working is unlikely. So I know what I'm going in for, and my hands are up, chin is down and ready to fight. So we'll see what happens. The infusion itself is just a go in, sit down. I don't have a port, I don't have a PICC line. They haven't felt the need to do that because it's going to be, again, this is like when I did chemotherapy before. They're just doing it and seeing if it works. And that's it. So if it works, absolutely fantastic. We keep going and we'll push through until we've done a maximum of 6 cycles. And that should potentially give, again, a space after with no growth, which is kind of what it did with the last lot of ECX. But if you remember back then, we didn't think that was going to work at all because anaplastic thyroid cancer has like 0 treatment options. But I don't have anaplastic, so I've got poorly differentiated, and it's not many people get to the stage I am, which is why there aren't many options available, which is a weird thing to think. So if, for example, this chemotherapy happens to work for me, then it kind of reinforces the fact that this is the salvage chemotherapy that they'll be using for other people later on down the line who are in a similar situation to me. And I say similar, not the same, because everyone's situation is unique. Which, wouldn't it be easy if cancer was just something so simple that you took a tablet and it disappeared? Oh, big pharma, eh? You guys know I don't believe in that crap. But there'll be someone in the comments who's going to be getting ready to type it out, and it's like, don't bother, mate, because yeah, you're wrong. Think about how much money you could charge if you had the cure for cancer in one tablet. Unlimited money. So, anyway, moving on. We have the chemotherapy. I've got some hats. I've got 2 handmade ones by my wife from last time round, and I've got 2 kind of shop-bought ones from my parents that bought for me. It's going to be an interesting experience going through chemotherapy. It's got a different set of side effects. They're going to have to preload with steroids as well for that. So I'm going to be probably a very, very hungry boy. I'm probably going to put even more weight on, which is good still. I don't mind putting weight on. I'm at this point where I'm like, you know what? At this point, having some chub is perfectly acceptable for me. It makes me feel stronger, so that's fine. We'll see how it goes. It all seems to go around my waist anyway, so we'll hope that it goes to other places and I can put some more weight on. I stay active, all that kind of stuff. But eating protein is going to be very important to replenish my blood supply, because my blood levels can get low, and that's white cells as well as red cells. So if my red count gets too low, then I may have to have an infusion, which I've never had before. I'm okay with not having it. I didn't have to last time. I'm hoping I don't this time. Same with, it can make you prone to bruising, and if it does, or bleeding, and if it does, then you're going to need to have a platelet infusion. Now I'm a blood thinners, so I guess there is an increased risk of that, but that's something they check for on a regular basis, and I've got my next clinic appointment 1 week after I've had the chemotherapy. So we go in there and we'll review the latest CT scan, and it'll be a how are you feeling? Give me a kind of bit of an MOT, do the bloods, all of that kind of stuff, see how I am, and then it's 2 weeks from then, and then I'll have my second infusion, and away we go. And that's 2 cycles done, because there's no tablets in between this time. It's a single therapy regimen. I'm not looking forward to it, to be honest, but it feels like it's been a long time coming. It's been about a month, pretty much a month to today, since we found out that the trial wasn't working and I stopped it. Given that you have to have at least a 2-week washout period, and then you've got all the time to get everything else arranged, it's taken a little bit longer than I would like, and over that, having that Christmas period in between, Christmas, New Year, definitely got in the way, which is a shame, but it has to happen. You know, not the only person that exists in the world, and not the only person with cancer in the world. You know, people need to spend time with their families, people need to be able to see people they care about, and people need time off. Like, it's acceptable, that's allowed. I'm okay with that. And in the grand scheme of things, is it going to make too much of a difference? Nah, probably not. Like, having the 4 spots zapped that I am, is that going to make a difference to anything apart from quality of life? No, not really. It's not curative, it's palliative. Same with the chemotherapy. Now, I will be losing all of my hair. All this wonderful hair, including the stuff that obviously I started to grow back. So I'm going to do a bit of a weird thing. It's probably after I have my radiotherapy. I'm going to do a chemo cut, as that's what I'm going to call it, as I prepare for war. And I think I'm going to take like half my hair. I'm going to take like from my parting. I just shave all this off, and then leave this side, and just for a bit of fun. because I say I'm going to lose my hair, so why not do something fun with it before we do? So I'll lose my beard as well, could lose my eyebrows, which is a shame because I've got very strong eyebrows, and they just came back in this wonderful dark, almost black colour. I'm looking at myself in the camera like, oh yeah, that's good, which is a shame. Obviously there'll be other body hair that's lost, I mentioned it before. That's normally the first to go, is warmer places. And in the comment section, I know there's going to be one or two people that might have had chemotherapy before. I can't have a cold cap, and the reason why I can't have a cold cap is because I've got the scalp lesion, so I need it to go to the scalp lesion. So cold caps they're kind of like a very weird swimming cap type, almost actually more like a rugby helmet. If you've seen I don't mean a helmet, like padding, head padding, to protect your ears that you wear, and it gets pumped in with coolant from the top. And what it does is it reduces blood flow to your scalp so that you don't lose hair. So the infusion that you're having as it goes round your body is reduced and doesn't go to your scalp. So you keep your hair. Like I said, I want the scalp lesion to be got. I want it to shrink. I want it to be killed off. So not really applicable. And you know what? I've been bald before. I'll do it again. I don't look awful. My head isn't as weird shaped as people might think. Except now it kind of is. But anyway, that's it. That's what's going to be happening. That is the next couple of weeks. As usual, I'm going to be doing a couple of videos in between. I'm going to be doing another reviewing my journey. Not sure what we're going to be looking at yet. I think I picked one out and we're going to take a look at it. It's going to be an interesting thing. I'll be recording that later on today. But I need to go out and pick up some medication, because that's what you got to do sometimes. You have to still pop out, and you still have to go and get on with life and do the normal things, if you can. Do as normal things as possible. But my breathing is getting pretty bad, which is unfortunate, and my inhaler isn't totally helping anymore. So we'll have to see what happens there. Something to watch and wait. Can only hope that the chemotherapy pushes things back a little bit and things improve. But right, I am going to stop it there. I've been rambling at 17 minutes again. That's pretty much my usual time when I get sick of talking about a particular topic, and I am now sick of talking about this particular topic. So if you've made it this far, I guess you're probably looking for a word to leave down in the comment section. We're going to say something for the secret club, for those that watch, and I think we're going to go for just radioactive. We'll put I think we've used it before, but we'll use it again. People won't know. It's fine. So yeah, bung it down in the comment section. Radioactive. Wait, radioactive. I think is how you yeah, radioactive, like that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Once again, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.